Welcome to Music Unpacked, I'm Chris and I'm going to show you the basics of the flute. One of the cool things about the flute is that it's one of the oldest instruments. In different forms it's existed for tens of thousands of years. Ancient flutes have been found made of things like wood, bone and bamboo like this. Whistles and recorders are kind of flutes. But in the 18th and 19th centuries, flutes started to become a bit more complex to make them louder and more powerful. Modern orchestral flutes are usually made of silvery metal like this, or sometimes gold. You can also get the baby version of a flute called a piccolo, and it's about half the size and plays 1 octave higher than the flute. I'm not really a flute player, but this is the basics of how a flute sounds like. I'll put links in the description below with some amazing professional flute players for you to listen to. All flutes are wind instruments, and orchestral flutes sit with the clarinets, oboes and bassoons in the woodwind section. This kind of flute has 3 parts. The head joint with the hole, you blow across the hole, a bit like over a bottle, and that vibrates the air down the instrument like this. You can then attach that to the rest of the flute with all the keys. And there's a third end piece as well. So once you blow across the hole and the air is vibrating down the instrument, you open and close keys, a bit like an oboe or clarinet, making the sound go further down, that makes it lower, or coming out in a shorter distance, making the note higher. The orchestral flute's lowest note is usually a middle C, and it goes up about 3 octaves above that. So from here to here. One of the unusual things about a flute is that it hasn't got a reed, so it's different from an oboe, clarinet or saxophone. It also means you have to use a lot more air to make a sound, so you often have to take a lot of deep breaths while you're playing. Another difference is that the flute hasn't got an octave key. That means there's no button or key to press to make the instrument go higher. You use your lips a bit like you do on a trumpet. I'll show you my fingers not moving and just change notes by using the direction and speed of the air. You can hear how that's kind of similar to a trumpet. Because flutes are high pitch and your fingers only have to move a tiny amount, flutes can play extremely fast music and composers love to use that. So there we are, that's how the flute works. Thanks for watching and please follow for more. My aim in Music Unpacked is to make short and accessible videos explaining the basics of music without any difficult, confusing language. I'd love to unpack all the seemingly mysterious things about classical music and answer any questions you might have. Hopefully I'll get through all the instruments of the orchestra, composing, conducting, performing, practicing, physics, music, psychology of music, and lots of other stuff as well. Thanks again for watching.